Guys of a Certain Age is brought to you by no one. Absolutely no one. Except these dudes walking down memory lane. Now let's head to the studio to see what they misremember next.
Happy holidays, or at least we hope it was. As we record this, it's before Christmas, but you're listening. If you actually listen after Christmas, it's Guys of a Certain Age, Robbie Coblenz studio alongside
Art Shirley.
And Jay Reed.
Are we going to change that up for the new year?
No.
2025?
We're going to forget
I know.
it.
I like being consistent. I think that's good.
You like being the assistant. What?
Consistent.
Consistent.
But the other thing is also true. I've always liked being the assistant and not in charge.
Huh. It's shake and bake now. I helped.
Yep.
When's the last time you guys had a shake and bake pork chop?
It's been a long time.
Been a minute. My mom didn't really use that, so
We used it. We used it some, yeah.
I
think
love
probably
shake and
more
bake.
on pork chops than we did chicken.
I love shake and bake pork chops.
But it's
Love
been
them.
probably since the 70s.
Oh, I think Bonnie actually got shake and bake and did it for me sometime in the last 6
So they
6
still
months.
make that?
Yeah. And I helped.
Maybe this is another podcast, but foods like that from your youth that that you.
I think
tap back into.
that would be a great podcast.
yeah, I have a good story about that.
We'll save
we should
that.
Save
then.
that one.
Yeah.
Jay has a good story about everything. So,
If it's edible, yep.
ooh, okay.
Okay. There's another podcast.
Wow. All right. So let's.
I don't know why we both went that direction.
Yeah. So this is a little unusual podcast because a few days ago, as we were recording this, we got together for our annual Guys of a Certain Age Christmas party, which Jay hosted, and it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Jay, for doing that.
You're most welcome. Thanks for coming.
And Melissa.
And Melissa. Great food, great conversation, great desserts.
Yeah.
But I surprised everybody by bringing a couple microphones, and I interviewed Jay and Art's wife about them.
Wives, Jay and Art's wives.
Jay.
Yeah, Jay and Art's wife.
Yeah.
Brother husbands.
Oh, man.
The wife we have in
another
common.
podcast.
Even more ideas that we'll never remember. So that's what we're going to do the second half of the show, which was a lot of fun. So did either one of you guys get in trouble for that sudden?
No. Becky was just like asking, "Did I do okay? Was that going to be okay?" And I said, "Yeah, it's fine. I thought you did a good job." It was. I do think I texted y'all this, but I do think it helped that Melissa went first.
I thought you were going to say the drink menu that Jay came up with helped too.
Yeah.
So. But it was a lot of fun.
I think it was good.
Melissa asked me something about it. I can't even remember what she asked, though, and I was like, nah, it's fine. Whatever she said. She was a little bit worried about something. Did she do okay, or did she did she say something she shouldn't? I'm like, no, it's all right.
No, everybody was great.
And Bonnie did not participate. So
no, that's what happens when you control the mics.
Yeah, okay.
That's another podcast.
That's another podcast. Mic control?
No,
Bonnie's.
Us. See, he works with Bonnie, so I think the two of us could interview Bonnie sometime when Robbie, like he's surprised with the mics.
Good luck with that. Yeah. So,
what did you really want to say, Bonnie?
Yeah. All right, so we're going to do something a little different. Instead of having three geeks, we're going to dissect one particular item, and today's the 19th of December. The Superman trailer dropped today. So
this is James Gunn's Superman. Is it just called Superman?
It's just
now?
Superman.
It had a different title.
So we've all three watched it. One of the interviews I read with James Gunn this morning said it's taken a while to get this trailer put together. They edited the fool out of this thing. They did multiple versions. They wanted it to be representative of the movie without giving too much away.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to falsify, and you think that,
telling you something that wasn't in the movie at all, which we see a lot of times in trailer.
That's right.
trailers.
That's right. So, Art, I'll ask you as our resident DC artist, aficionado.
Yeah. Did y'all know I had that job?
Yeah, I didn't know that. So.
That's why I didn't give it.
You're an artist who likes DC.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, that works.
I'll
start putting that on my resume.
There you go.
Hey,
there
DC
you go.
artist.
What did you think of the trailer?
I really liked it a lot. I thought it was very good. I thought it, there were parts where we had talked about this early, goosebumps and misty-eyed. Definitely, brought to mind the Christopher Reeve era Superman. I think it does stand on its own as his own thing. There's one scene in particular that I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute that I went, oh, I love this. But it was pretty neat. I've seen a lot of reaction to it online already that I don't agree with. But I feel good about the people he's got cast, and I feel good about where he's taken the direction, the heart that seems to be there in the story.
You, Jay. I was going to call you James because he just said James. I don't know. It's one of those days. Well, what did you think?
Let me ask you a question first, and then I'll tell you what I thought. Would this be the length of this? Was that actually considered a trailer or a teaser trailer?
Well, they called it a teaser trailer, but I mean, it's over 2 minutes, so I think that's just a trailer. Right?
I think it's a trailer.
I wasn't sure if
now the thing that came out yesterday that was the teaser for the teaser trailer. You know,
but they had a teaser for the trailer. So you had a teaser and then a teaser trailer, then a trailer, because the little motion thing of Superman going up into the sky.
Yeah,
but that was the teaser for the teaser.
Oh wow! This says Superman official teaser trailer. What we're watching.
So. Okay, so there might be a longer one,
but it was 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a trailer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's another podcast. We'll talk about what the definitions are, but it made me smile. I watched it. I mean, I'd already seen kind of y'all's initial reactions, but at the end of it, I smiled. I thought, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's...
and it, like you said, it had the original Christopher Reeve vibe for sure. The sort of the mannerisms of Superman, and I felt like Lois looked like Lois should look. Now we'll see how the speaking and all that will be different. But
Clark. Are you Superman?
I got a brisket.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But
the look,
like
I said, the look looked good. When I saw what I think was Green Lantern, I was a little bit surprised.
It was a Green Lantern, yes.
So we'll see how that pans out. But Luthor looked,
I thought Luthor looked great.
Skinny, but skinnier than normal. But I don't know. I'm interested. It made me want to see more. I mean, obviously that's what a teaser trailer does, but I wasn't like, oh gosh, it really made me happy to see it. I know that sounds goofy, but I literally smiled.
I can remember seeing the trailer for Zack Snyder Superman and thinking, oh, it just seems so dark.
Yeah. This actually had saturation.
Yeah. In fact, I've heard some people complaining that it's too bright colored. I'm thinking, well, that's the thing, man.
Is this based upon? Well, it's not based upon anything. But was it All-Star Superman or Superman for all seasons?
All-Star Superman is what he said was his, not necessarily touch point in terms of the story, but in terms of how Superman fits into this world. That was probably his biggest inspiration. He said he looked at Christopher Reeve Superman. He looked at Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill's Superman, and there's things pulled from each of those. Looked back through comics and all this kind of stuff. But he said the single greatest influence on him was All-Star Superman comic book.
I have not read those in a while. I
own them, but I haven't read them either in a while.
He looks. So how do you pronounce David?
Cornsweet.
Cornsweet.
David Cornsweet. Corn sweat, like a sweating corn on the cob.
Wow, from Kansas.
Yes,
from Smallville. Yeah. David Cornsweet looks like the portrayal of Superman in All-Star Superman.
He does, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and I really like the way that his Clark Kent looked.
Mm-hmm. See, I saw people complain about that. It said his Clark Kent looks goofy, and I'm thinking that's kind of what he's supposed to look like.
I mean,
and he does not look. I mean, they look like two different people.
They do.
Because of his hair, is it permed or whatever is Clark Kent, so he looks very different.
What'd you guys think about the Smallville flashback, or not flashback, but
the little thing seen with his father?
Yeah.
I thought that was good. It made me think maybe that the mother had died instead of the father dying.
I wonder if Ma Kent died.
Yeah.
Martha.
So who was the actor? Do you know?
I saw him playing it, and remember when he's a character actor. He's done a lot of stuff.
Looked like Rob Reiner.
They did me too. That's exactly what I thought too.
I didn't recognize his name when I saw it.
Yeah. But he does not look like what we traditionally think of as Jonathan Kent. Either the Smallville version, or
Bo and Luke Duke.
Yeah, or the Glenn Ford version from the Christopher Reeve movies. But anyway, so that looked like, I like that scene. It looked good. It did remind me, it felt kind of true to what we like about the Smallville.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny that they led with Crypto.
I love Crypto.
I
We'll
did
get
too.
to that.
I love Crypto. Yeah.
I mean, because I'm familiar with the character a little bit, but it's never been in my Superman world. It's never been a big character.
Yeah, he's been
just kind of was like the first person to show up in the trailer.
Yeah.
Or not person. Dog.
So there's speculation that the Jonathan Kent scene may be a flashback. I love the fact that the Smallville house looks like a modern day small business family farm, right?
Right.
Which, humble origins, which kind of keeps in with the whole idea of Superman.
Yeah.
I love Crypto. I love Crypto. I love the fact he whistled for him.
That's when, as soon as he whistled, I said, he's calling up Crypto. I knew what he was doing. Yeah.
And Crypto did not fly.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Crypto ran. Now the
They
cape
dragged him off.
and drug him off, and it take me home. The cape. I'm kind of.
Well, that's very true to the comics. Though.
Oh, it
Crypto had
is.
a comic. What's not true is that his hair is he's a short-haired, like a more of a, I think we talked about this before, more of a pit bull looking kind of thing. Where this looks more like a, wire-haired terrier kind of look to it. But the dog's cute as he can be, CGI dog that he is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a variety of villains shown in this. Then we'll get to heroes. So you got Lex Luthor. You got
Nicholas Hoult playing Lex Luthor.
J.R.R. Tolkien or Beast, depending on how.
That's right.
Playing Lex Luthor, just looking absolutely evil.
I thought that was a good. I agree. Thinner, younger, maybe than I thought he'd be, but he certainly looks the part.
To me, he looked like a Bond villain.
Yeah,
with the tuxedo on, which I thought was great. There's a kaiju in this, which is a little surprising.
Yeah, and I kind of forgot about that when you posted the cover with the dragons. I said, "Oh, that's funny," but I said they're not in there. And then I went back and watched it again. I said, "Oh yeah, there is a little shot of a dragon-looking thing."
What do you call it?
A kaiju.
Kaiju.
That's what has become the term for like the Japanese monsters from the monster movies.
Okay.
So like
Kaiju.
So
Kaiju.
Godzilla is one. Rodan would be one.
Mothra.
All the Pacific Rim things,
Yeah.
which are not part of the
kaiju.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that looked kind of interesting. Metamorpho was in it. Did you
Okay,
see
is that who that was?
I believe that's Metamorpho.
Okay, I forgot he was a character in that because I wasn't sure who that was. Yeah.
And
It doesn't look like he's not comic book accurate, but I think that'll be cool.
There's another villain called the Engineer.
Yeah, and I don't know who that is either.
I mean, I've recognized the actress, but I just don't know anything about the Engineer.
Yeah.
And then there was a robot in there that Superman was kind of mourning. That looked kind of
see, I
interesting.
wondered
What was
if that,
Superman morning it, or was Mr.
No, Superman is
Superman.
leaning over, holding his hand as if he's dying on
Yeah.
it, right?
Okay.
And I wondered if that was something from Krypton, whatever.
Yeah.
That maybe because he's had robots, in the Fortress of Solitude before.
And I'm assuming when he says "Crypto, take me home," it's to the fortress and
I
not
would
to
think so.
Smallville.
Yeah, I would think so too. Especially since they're in the cold.
Yeah. That was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned, Jay, that there was a Green Lantern, and that's Guy Gardner, played by Nathan Fillion, who 15 years ago would have been a great Hal Jordan.
Yes.
You know, the blonde gold dyed hair on Nathan Fillion is hilarious.
It is hilarious, and it's supposed to be. I mean, that character is a reviled character in the comics. Nobody
likes Guy Gardner.
One punch. Batman knocked him out with one punch. I think it was Batman. Maybe it was Superman. I don't know. But
I think it was Batman.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
So that looked really, really interesting. And when he enters into the scene, he uses his lantern force powers to pop at the crowds outside yelling and screaming. So I found it real interesting as in that particular scene in the trailer where Superman's coming through a crowd, folks are angry at him, they're throwing somebody throws a can at the back of his head, and he comes into this whatever it is, and looks like he's mourning something or something's gone terribly wrong. And then Fillion comes in, or I should say Guy Gardner comes in and does the force ring off of his lantern ring. That I was not expecting an entrance quite like that.
That's their comic book covers, and one in particular, Superman Go Home or whatever, and people turn on him. Something happens. I can't remember what it was. It's from the 70s, and they're throwing things at him and have big signs protesting and telling him to leave. So,
But then you have the chance of Superman by the crowd.
right? And the kid that raises the Superman flag.
That was
in Africa or somewhere.
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I love that.
And he's like, "Please, Superman."
Yeah.
So different than the Zack Snyder Superman. You know.
Yeah.
So, what about Hawk Girl? What did you guys think about Hawk Girl? We talked about Guy Gardner.
Looked good.
Flied well. That's all I can see.
Flew well.
Yeah, that
Flied
too.
well.
Oh gosh,
Flied well.
my mom will be typing on Facebook now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Mrs. Reed. That's worse than anything else
Yeah,
he's done
yeah.
recently.
She flied good. Is what she did.
She was the best flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that looked very fleeting. Flying.
Hawk Girl and Hawkman have been very, very difficult to get correct
the wings
in
are
live
tough.
action. Yeah. So
But
that
I think what they did with Hawkman and the Black Adam movie looked really good.
Yeah.
And this looks good to me too.
so
Mr. Terrific looks good.
talk to me about Mr. Terrific. I don't know a whole lot about Mr.
I know more about him from he was a character in the Arrowverse on the Arrow the last few seasons of that. He's kind of a brilliant guy, a little bit of a Tony Stark type in terms of being able to create.
Not unlike his character in from For All Mankind.
Yeah.
So is he a good guy?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
a good guy.
Okay.
Mhm.
But it looks to me like he and Superman are fighting it.
Well, I think from what I understand is there's at least a part of the time where Superman comes in and these other heroes, from what I've heard of the story, are already established.
That's right.
So they're not quite sure what to make of him at first, and so there may be a little bit of a I think those folks, Guy Gardner, Hawkwoman, and Mr. Terrific are all part of a team that are kind of, it's not the Justice League, but are maybe a Lex Luthor sponsored team at this point.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll change. But.
Not unlike JLA or JLI, Justice League International. With Max Lord, I think was the
corporate sponsor for that.
Yeah. So, and we talked about Anthony Kerrigan's Metamorpho, which I thought he was a villain. He's not. He's a hero.
Yeah.
Metamorpho's a hero. So, thanks for not catching me on that one, Mr. DC artist. So
I didn't know you said he was a villain.
I thought it. I think I said he was a villain. I thought he was a villain.
You listed him. Yeah, but and I didn't recognize. He has a very different look in the comics, but it's just a real bizarre character. So I'm glad they're including him.
So there's speculation that the robot dying is the character of Kelex. Kelex. Kelex.
Okay. That's a Kryptonian robot, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
and maybe one of his last connections to Krypton, other than Krypto and at some point Supergirl.
So what's the was it Kandar
the bottled city?
The bottled city of Kandar.
Yeah, that's later on. I don't think they'll have any of that.
Okay.
I've never seen that come up in any live action iteration of Superman. You would think they would have done that in the Arrowverse somehow if they could have.
Yeah. Let's see. What else was I going to bring up?
So Lex Luthor has a gun at some point, a revolver.
He's the anti-Batman.
Yeah, so you wonder if he's got like kryptonite bullets.
That could be.
Yeah, and Superman's encased in that glass cage at some point.
And he busts out.
Yeah.
And then who kicks Superman's butt like that to fling him to...
Yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know. That's what we'll have to see. Is Brainiac going to make an appearance? I don't think he's supposed to.
I don't.
Yeah.
know.
I mean, yeah. I don't think it's Doomsday, but
we can't get another Doomsday.
I hope we don't get another Doomsday.
I'm tired of Bane and Doomsday.
Yeah.
So one last thing I'll mention. Did you notice that the closing graphics did not say Superman?
I did not notice that.
It said DC Studios.
Oh.
Or DC Universe. Let me see what it was. Let me see.
Did it say DC Universe? Thank you to Art Shirley for still being the sole subscriber.
It was a purposeful. Let's see if I can find it real quick. We go to Frame.io, not Frame.io, IO9.
While you're looking for it, how did y'all like the electric guitar version of the John Williams Superman theme?
Phenomenal. Absolutely.
I loved it too. And I'm looking at this guy's thing, and like everything he listed were things I specifically liked. And that was one of them. And he goes, "Oh, I hated that." And I'm like, "You gotta be kidding."
Who is this idiot? We'll never.
I
have him
didn't
on
pay
the show.
attention to the fact that
Zack
it was
Snyder.
electric guitar, but I did. I did notice that it was a a version of the
Yeah,
music.
and that's what I've read is that.
So watch the end. I can't see it.
Okay.
And I like the fact that Lois and Clark and Lois and Superman seem to have a relationship.
Yeah.
Right. DC Studios.
DC Studios.
Yeah.
So it doesn't say anything about Superman. It says DC Studios.
Okay.
So what's unique about that? That didn't. I wouldn't.
Well, usually you're going to have Superman right there.
Or the title of the.
You're going to
movie.
have the title of So it's just saying basically we're launching a new universe.
Yeah.
So, I
Because
love.
they don't ever show the word Superman, do they? I mean, it's like it begins, coming from James Gunn, the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy,
And they use the same font, and they
very
use the same
similar to the
to the Donner,
yeah,
to Superman 78 to Donner. To me, this feels more the spiritual successor to Superman 1 and 2 than Superman Returns did.
yeah.
So, I can't wait. I rewatched the reveal scene from the Donner movie where the Lois goes up in the helicopter that crashes, and you get the first John Williams theme. And man, just amazing, absolutely amazing. So,
and it comes out July 11th.
yeah,
Okay, so we've got a little while to wait. I'm sure we'll see some other trailers, or if they're calling this a teaser trailer, pure trailers. Maybe something that kind of gives us an idea more of the story. You actually hear people. One thing I read too was that they said, "Well, Superman never smiles in this," so and I didn't really get the sense of hope that we thought we were getting. I thought you. I mean, the kid waving the flag.
Oh,
was
yeah.
really that
Yeah.
moment, yeah.
yeah,
And then crypto. How can you not like crypto?
right, yeah. So, all right, we've done 21 minutes on Superman. I regret to tell you, Jay, we're going to skip your Jay. It was a regrettable segment.
I'm sorry.
Story of my life.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. So, but up next, a conversation with two women who put up with these guys. And we're back at the Guys of a Certain Age Christmas party as Jay is making imbued eggnog. No, Jay just made a spill.
Made a mess.
Jay just made a mess. We just had a delicious meal, and I thought it would be kind of fun to interview the wives of a certain age.
Oh, that is not right.
That are married to the guys of a certain age. And poor Melissa drew the short straw, so she's going to be first up. We're going to let Jay get his mess taken care of.
You go ahead.
Oh, no, I will. Trust me, I will. So, all right, questions for you, Melissa. At what point did Jay tell you about his collection of collections? And this is in front of a semi-live studio audience or a dining room
It
audience.
was definitely when we were dating, but it was pretty early on. The first time we dated.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, we need a little bit more about that. So you dated, and then you didn't, and then you dated again?
He's 6 years older than me, so he was picky, and he pretty much knew what that he wanted me.
So, but he.
Add to his collection.
Oh, that's great. So he told you the first time you dated or the second time you dated about his collections,
The first time we dated.
and you still came back.
No, she left for a while.
Well, she left, but then she came back.
They were displayed in my house.
Oh,
Yes. Well, first of all, the Marilyn Monroe whole collection had to
What?
to leave.
The Marilyn Monroe collection?
Yes, she was on its
pass out
walls,
before you
and it's in the office.
Jay's about to
So
go.
I told him I wouldn't move into the house until she was out. So yeah.
This is the side of Jay that we've never heard about before.
He also had a collection of a trap set of drums, and we
Of
just
what?
trap
drum
trap
set.
set. Drum set.
Oh, okay. But the Marilyn Monroe, how extensive was this Marilyn Monroe collection?
Not.
Yeah, there are two large prints.
Two life size
Two prints.
dolls again. Don't go there.
He might die right here
Yeah, he might.
from laughing.
All right, so has the sheer size of his collections ever concerned you? The fact that he still has stuff at his mom's house, he's got stuff here.
I explained to him that the house will not be growing We can't make it grow. So what are we going to do about all the things he's bringing into the house? But his main things, collections now are mostly kitchen things. So, and I benefit from that.
What's it like to live with an almost hoarder? And Art and I are available for intervention if you ever need us.
I don't know if there's any hope.
There's no hope.
No.
No. Well, it sounds like he's made progress since he got rid of Marilyn.
Yeah. And I actually gave a little shout out. I gave him a container of Marilyn Monroe's hand soap one year in his stocking.
Oh.
Just to be nice.
We just
And then, you know, I got it at Bargain Hunt, so it was like $1. So then it was sitting by his sink and it was done. So I threw it away. This was not good. He still refills it now. It stays by his.
Well, you skipped the part of the
With
story
Marilyn
there.
Monroe soap.
Now, this is her story. We'll get your rebuttal at some point.
I
But
think it had meaning because I gave it to you.
Yes.
That's what we're going with.
that's what we're going with, right?
It was
Yep.
So it's not just Scarlett Johansson, it's Marilyn Monroe as well.
What about you and Scarlett here?
Well,
This is a new one.
Art and I ordered him a life-size Black Widow, but it was from Temu, and life-size is like Barbie life-size, and we sent it back.
It's actually a spider.
Actually, a spider. All right. So we almost saw Jay pass out just a second ago, and we've heard the story about Jay almost wrecking from
No,
passing.
he
out.
wrecked. He wrecked.
I was trying to give him some credit. So, on long trips, do you consciously tell yourself not to make him laugh when he's driving?
He's usually sleeping when we're driving.
So he drives and he sleeps?
No, I do the driving.
You do the driving.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I prefer to drive. I'm more comfortable. It's safer. Yes.
Sounds like us.
Sounds like me and my wife. Yeah.
Does she drive?
Oh yeah.
See, Becky drives too. That's weird. We
I'm
have
way
all that
better
in common.
driver.
Yeah. Oh, I'll sleep
All
every
in
day.
common.
I hate driving. I hate traveling in a vehicle.
I don't mind driving.
She hates me driving anymore.
Well, Bonnie hates me driving too, so it's kind of the way it goes.
He never lets me take my car, though.
Yeah, because it's
Oh, we always
cramps
go
my
in my car.
style. So, have you ever gotten Jay to try to pass out by laughing in a non-dangerous situation to see if you can make it happen again? Have you ever subconsciously?
I don't
tried
know that. I think it's great to watch him laugh and almost pass out. But the most recent time, I told him a funny real scene, and he burst into laughter. And then he goes, "I'm not gonna laugh anymore, so I don't pass out." And I'm like, so it's controllable, I guess.
Wow.
But anyway,
Is that your superpower, Jay?
After two passing outs, I've learned to control it.
That's good. All right. He's a pretty good cook.
he's an excellent cook.
He's a great cook. But what's his most memorable cooking disaster?
Tonight. No.
It was not tonight.
I can't believe y'all ate that. No.
Yeah. There were burnt ends.
Disaster.
I mean, come on.
That was actually very good.
Yes, it was great. Great food.
I mean, I'm not saying there wasn't one, but I don't know.
Well, this is good that you don't remember
Yeah.
this. So that's great.
I don't really remember anything.
This is the last time I lit up the
Last time you looked.
fryer, which is a disaster.
So you're saying when you, of
The air fryer?
No.
Oh, yes,
Oh.
the deep fryer, which I have already told him I never want in my kitchen again.
So what happened?
But he had left some oil in the tank and it gone rancid. Or it become rancid, yeah. And he pulled it out. It was disgusting.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah.
So what's the favorite dish of his that he makes? What's your favorite dish of his?
I was pretty excited about tonight's meat.
Yeah, his smoked meats are great. He did burnt ends, pork and beef, and these amazing potatoes.
I like pretty much everything he does on the egg.
Yeah, the big green egg is great. And did you see the little control smoke thing? Yes.
Now, I will have to say, the one time he outdid himself.
I wasn't sure what was coming.
I used to love, what is it called?
Don't hit the mic. Don't hit the mic.
The nuts.
The nuts.
What's that nuts that I would eat? Like I got on Christmas Day.
Oh, the maple nut goodies?
Maple nut goodies, yes.
Maple nut goodies.
Maple nut goodies.
They started making my jaws hurt, but he knew I love them. He made them he made homemade.
Aww.
Why do they make your jaws hurt?
I have like TMJ disorder. Yeah. So anyway, he made them from scratch, and I mean he put in hours doing this. I was so impressed.
Well, it's because of the Marilyn Monroe soap. I mean, you know, it's, you know. So.
I scored with that one.
All right. So, are you as scared of Mrs. Reed as Art and I are? And if not, what's the secret to get over that fear?
She can't answer that. Oh no.
Fear of Jenny Reed? No, I have no fear of Jenny Reed. She's. How do you get over it? I don't know.
Wow.
It doesn't compute. Why are you scared of her?
I don't know.
She's after you. She's okay with me.
Yeah, she's probably just after me. I mean, that's probably what it is. I look over my shoulder. I live closest to her than anybody here. You know, Bonnie and I live.
She got
Remember?
on to us about something. What was it?
Oh, she's got on to us about
Several things. But
quite a few things, but.
There are things we hide, of course.
What's
I
that?
hide some things from her, so I mean, I'd be scared if those came out.
Well, but you realize she's going to hear this. Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Again, she's not scared of Mrs. Reed.
I know.
All right, last question. Which kid is most like Jay, and in what way?
That's a tough one. I probably would say Lauren's more like you.
Why is that?
Lauren told him once we were, like, had a parent-child graduation kind of event at church. And so it was Lauren and Jay and I, and, you know, kind of talked. And they had some questions to discuss or whatever. And she thanked me for all the things that I'd done as a mother. And then she turned to Jay and she said, I feel like we're the same person. And it's very true. They are quite alike.
She has a better sense of humor than Jay does, though. Lauren's funny. She's way funny.
No,
I mean, you're not bad. Yeah. Yeah. But Lauren's like drop dead funny.
Just made the cut.
She is.
Not bad.
Jacob's like the forward thinker. Like he's got Jay's brain in that, setting things out and making plans and whatever. He's got kind of a dry sense of humor. His humor's more like mine, but yeah. The older he gets, the more it becomes like Jay's brain.
So,
which is a good thing.
Any last words, comments about Jay Reed?
I wouldn't trade him.
Oh. Oh. All right, we'll end on that one. All right, that was fun. Part 2 of our Get to Know Guys Better by interviewing wives. Jay's trying to get in on it by coughing. So this is Becky's turn. Yeah, we don't let Jay talk, period. So, Becky, Shirley, questions for you. At what point did Art tell you he was colorblind?
Oh, I think it was way into the relationship, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like maybe after marriage.
Yeah,
Was
well, I had forgot or didn't realize until I
If
took
I'd
the
known,
test for
it would have been a deal
Rotsi's-
breaker.
Maybe Rotsi's scholarship, and they said they did. I never realized at that point so that was senior year of high school.
Might not be married today if I'd known.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, would that have changed the deal, with?
Oh, no, of course not.
So,
Worst things about me.
well, yeah, probably so. But do you ever question his fashion sense or advice to you about what to wear because of the fact he's colorblind?
Well, he'll often ask, does this shirt go with these pants? And it'll be like, he can't, like olive drab. What do you think, that's brown or something? Yeah,
Yeah, it's recording, Jay. I got it under control here.
he knows better than to ask, advise me on my fashion choices, but
So what you're saying is Art really truly needs colored-based granimals.
oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Granimals for adults. That's right. That's right. So, have you ever thought about making a Ole Miss shirt with state colors, but with an Ole Miss logo to see if he'll wear it?
Oh, that's a good idea.
How do you think? What do you think about that?
That's not in the color spectrum.
Okay, well,
I think he has a red shirt on right
no, that's orange.
I'm
now. It's a
candy
very bright
cane
red. It's
today.
cadmium red.
Oh, okay. So, well, I tried. I was trying to give you an idea there, though.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. When did he tell you he was a comic nerd, a comic book nerd? When did you discover this?
Oh, that was early on because he was drawing comics for the Daily Mississippian and Ole Miss every day. So that started
Well, high school too, I was drawing.
in high school.
Did you guys date in high school?
Sort of
That's
right
on the
after high
down
school.
low. We don't talk about that.
Wow. Okay. The things we find out when the spouses are involved. So, all right. But shortly after high school.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, and he was drawing he was on the annual staff, so he was drawing comics, for the pages in the annual. So
You do know he is still subscribed to DC Universe, right?
I did not know that, but I am not surprised.
Are you? Do you read anything off DC
No,
Universe?
I really need to get rid of the subscription because I don't look at anything anymore. Every once in a while, I will, just because I go,
Oh, I'm paying for that.
oh, I need to pay for it, but
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Yeah. So, does the guys of a certain age watch endorsement matter when he suggests a movie or a TV show that you guys should watch? When he says, "Oh, Robbie or Jay like this," or thinks we should.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Does it matter?
It does. He'll say, "Well, Robbie suggested this, or Jay saw this and liked this," and yeah, we'll usually go with those recommendations.
See,
Recommend red one.
so it's the exact opposite in our house. If I mention
really?
Jay or Art like it, then Barney's probably was like, I'm not the target demographic.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite comic book movie that he has taken you to see?
I don't know. It's probably the one with the Avengers.
The Avengers.
Yeah, I like the Avengers.
So, are you more Marvel or DC? And do you know the difference?
I'll say Marvel. I
The
really don't know.
Question: do you like Batman, Superman, or Iron Man, Thor?
Oh, I like them all.
Ooh,
I
okay.
like- yeah.
That's why you
I
married
enjoy
her,
those.
Art. She likes them all. She likes them all.
And it's a little too saturated, I think, right? Although it's not so bad. Last year it seemed like, I cannot go see another one of those movies.
So, what was the last comic book movie you guys went to go see? Do you remember, Art?
I can't remember. Black Widow, maybe.
I thought you'd taken her to see something.
I think
Different.
it had been.
I can't. There's some we've seen so many, and they all kind of run together.
They all kind of do run
Yeah.
together. All right, he's a great artist.
Mm-hmm.
He's done some great cards. He's done some great strips.
Yes.
Has he ever come to you with an idea, and you have to tell him, "No, honey, that's just not appropriate"? Really?
No, he is. I mean, I know I'm prejudiced, but he is really pretty much genius on being clever and being able to work those into the comics.
So, what of his drawings? Do you have a favorite that you can recall? What's something that you like that sticks out?
I don't know. He always draws me cards forever, all during our marriage. So I have a ton of them. I don't know. I love them all.
So you have a collection of collections? Is that what
I
you're saying?
do. I have boxes, and this box will get full, and I'll put cards in another box. Yeah, I have lots. And
So you
lots
have
of
an art
cards.
collection.
I do, literally.
Oh, how do you
I
like
do.
that? An art collection. Nice.
Yes.
I think my favorite is his Siskel Ebert.
Oh yes,
One that he
yes, that's a good one.
That
The
one
landmass.
that went all over.
The landmass.
Yeah, landmasses.
Yeah, but the Siskel Ebert. I mean, George Takei
Oh, yep,
retweeted that.
yep.
Yeah, which had been kind of cool that somebody from Star Trek. All right. So do either one of the boys have an artistic component like Art? I mean,
I was gonna say Will probably.
Will
does.
draws. Will plays guitar.
Both of them are very talented musicians.
Okay, they both play music.
Becky's side.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Will Drew composes music.
Yeah.
Will writes songs, play the band stuff, but so both of them do that.
Do you play or sing instruments?
No, my mother's family composed and.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
My mother's cousin wrote the score for Play Misty for me.
Oh, wow.
My claim to fame.
Yeah. No, you're claiming to fame. You're married to Art.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's right. That's right. All right. Anything else you want to add about Mr. Shirley before we sign off?
He's a keeper, just like Melissa said about Jay.
Oh. Well, both of you, thank you for letting your husbands come out to play. I almost said your sons. Your husbands come out to play. This show's been a lot of fun. I'm glad we got you two on finally.
All right, that was a lot of fun, guys. So, you didn't get into trouble for me popping that on your lovely ladies?
I think Becky enjoyed it.
So, the Marilyn Monroe thing, we've got to revisit because I don't think anybody was expecting that.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah. What other secrets are you keeping from us, Jay? Was there anything that we learned about Art, Jay, that you didn't expect?
Not really. No.
I mean,
there was some sort of the dating on the down low. I don't know if I was supposed to repeat that or not, but that was a curious little insertion of her story.
The idea, the fact that she, it was later in your relationship before you told her you were colorblind, I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't think I knew until later.
So you get a free pass there. Yeah. He knew who Marilyn Monroe was.
But I was not married when I had these posters. It was a very nice, nice Andy Warhol poster. Yes,
you didn't come home from the honeymoon and start going, it's time to put these up.
Nope.
I'm really glad we never got him the life-size Black Widow.
They got sold at a garage sale, I'm pretty sure.
There you go. So, all right, that's going to do us. We'll see you next time around.